Hi, welcome to GGKCS, a multi-generational podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross-stitch, and geeky. I'm Cece, and I'm so glad you're here today. Today is Saturday, the 2nd of April, 2022, and this is episode 482. I'd like to say a big welcome back. Love y'all to all returning viewers, and a big hi to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. I have quite a bit of stuff to show you, as evidenced by the pile of stuff behind me here, and there's more stuff on this side. And so with that, I think we should just go ahead and get started. So here we go. And now let's talk about what's on my needles. In my kitty cat bag from Little Fish Stitches, I am working on a pair of socks for my bestie's husband Jeremy for his birthday. I'm using my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern that you can find on our website, javapearldesigns.com. And as always, everything we talk about in the show is in our show notes, ggkcs.com. I'm using US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles, and I'm using Knit Picks Felici in the Vampire Vibes colorway. I think when I saw y'all last, maybe was done, or maybe I just had the cuff to go. So sock 1 is done. Yes, Jeremy has large feet. I think it's a US 14. So there's sock 1, and sock number 2 is ready for the heel. Yes, I know the colors don't match up perfectly. It's fine. Jeremy's not gonna care. So I am ready to start on the heel. I got to that point last night, and so I will work on the heel this weekend. And then the leg is like less than half of what the foot was. So hopefully I can get some good progress on these and get them finished. And then I will go ahead and cast on my bestie's oldest son Noah's socks for his birthday this summer so that I can ship both of the pairs out together because international shipping is expensive. And then after that, I guess I think I'm going to make some of my shorty fingerless mitts for my niece and nephews for their birthdays this year. And this is another one where I do all of them and then mail them at once, even though I don't really need to do that now since we both live in the same country. But it's just a thing that I do, is I get all 3 of them done and mail them out to my mama, and then she is in charge of wrapping them and giving them to the kids on their birthdays. The other thing I'm knitting on in my maker project bag from Nerdbird Makery is my Dust of Snow wrap. This is a pattern by Curious Handmade Helen Stewart. And I'm using US 6's 4 mil needles. My watch is blinking at me, or beeping at me. And US 6's 4 mil needles. And I'm using yarn from the advent calendar that Silver D and Friends gave me for Christmas last year. So here, it's so hard to show this because when I block this and the lace opens up, oh, it's going to be so amazing. So I have a little bit more to go with color number 7, which is, I don't have it in my show notes yet. Fully spun postscript fingering in the Intersex Pride colorway. And then the next color I will be adding is, I'm not going to take the labels off these, so I don't really know what they are. But it'll be this colorway. And then following that will be this colorway. They've become unwound a little bit in my bag. But yeah, so I am just knitting 2 rows a day, 12 rows a week on this, so I get 1 day off, which is usually Sunday's preemie hat day. 2 rows a day on this, and I'll be done by the end of the year. And I can't wait to be able to block it and really open up the lace and wear it, because it is so pretty, and I am loving it so much. So that is the other thing on the needles right now, and that's everything for knitting on the needles. So I think we're ready to talk about my FOs. All right. right, let's talk about my finishes. So I have my 2022 preemie hats number 11 and 12 to show you. This is from my top-down preemie hat pattern that you can find free on our website, javapearldesigns.com. And I'm knit both of these on US 6's 4mm needles. So here's number 11. And I held Suburban Stitcher sock in the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park colorway, which is the one that's in here with this yellow. I held that with Soundview Fiber Mill Fingering in the natural colorway. And then I also held that natural with the color for here and up here, which was Sweet Georgia Yarn's Tough Love Sock in the Magician colorway. So there's number 11. And then number 12. Oh, I love this one. I love the colors. I held, so the blue, which I used up completely, which is why this color is down here again, because I thought I had more blue than I did. The blue is Lion Brand Heartland in the Glacier Bay colorway. And then I held double Into the World Picaco sock in the bigger on the inside colorway with Soundview Fiber Mill Fingering in the natural colorway. So that's for up here and there. So if I had like realized how much blue I had left, I would have used it for the pom-pom and the stripe and then used the two together. But it's fine. I think it turned out cute, and yeah. Another skein of yarn out of off my stash spreadsheet, which always makes me happy. Always makes me happy when I can use up the last bits of a yarn that I used for other projects most of the time. And I can use up that last little bit and take it and move it from in my stash to my all used up page of my spreadsheet. And it makes me so happy. So preemie hats 11 and 12, but I have another FO to show you. So let's move on to the next segment and I will show you. And now it's time for FlossTube. I have an FO. Okay, let's see if I can show you. It's a bookmark. So this is the Spooky Stories bookmark by Black Needle Society, Katie Landis. Sorry that the window's kind of blowing out. I'll try not to be right in front of it. I did this on Mill Hill 14 count perforated paper in the mocha colorway with the called for DMC flosses. I started this on the 22nd of January, finished it on the 20th of March, but it was only 16 days of actual stitching. So there's the skeleton at the top. It says, "Off to my grave, for I am dead. Place at my side a needle and thread." And then what I did is I backed it with orange sticky felt. And I took the 3 colors of floss, the orange, black, and white, and braided it together. And then I like taped it down behind the full coverage portion of the stitching. And then this bead, so actually the pattern, the paper, the floss, all as well as this bead came in the Black Needle Society Trick or Treat box from 2021. This bead was actually in a bath bomb that was in the box. And I was like, I must add it. So I put it on there and did just a little tassel at the top. Super cute. I love how it turned out, and now I can actually use it. I've been waiting to show y'all so that I could use it. Yeah, so that was a fun FO. I think I'm up into the 20s of how many FOs I've had for this year now. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but yeah, I am doing well and making good progress on cross stitch FOs by doing a Christmas ornament every month. That's 3 FOs already, and I'll need to start one for this month now. And then there was this one and at least one more, maybe more. So that is a lot of fun. Okay, since I finished that, I started, y'all, in my Humans with Cat Heads project bag by the 805 Stitcher. I am stitching a portion of this Cat in the Pumpkin, which is by Anna Pavlik, Sweet Annette, Kitten in Pumpkin. So all I'm doing is the pumpkin and the cat and the pumpkin on top. Because I am doing this, sorry, let me get this out here. So along with the bookmark came this scissor fob with the beads and everything already done and the thing, and then there's the pattern, but I decided I wanted to do a pattern with a cat so that I would, and then put it on the cat scissors that came in the box. So I had to find a pattern that would fit into this. So I found that pattern, but this is being stitched on 32 count gray basalt and white splash Lugana. I'm using mostly the called for DMC. Y'all, I don't stitch on this. This is not my cup of tea. I had a meltdown crying on the Black Needle Society Zoom. Was that last weekend? I think it was last weekend, because I had made a mistake and I couldn't rip it out. I couldn't. So at their assistance, after I had calmed down, because I was very upset, because I have to do this. You have to do it on this count, this 32 count, and you're stitching over one. My eyes, I struggle to see this. Like, I have my extra lamp on and I'm like holding it over white paper, and because my eyes are struggling to see these holes. But anyway, with their help, I recharted the pattern and was able to add in an extra row where I had done an extra stitch and make it work. So as you can see, I haven't done a whole lot, and I don't love how my stitching is looking. And I know there's people that do even higher counts than this over one. It's not my cup of tea. So I'm going to continue on though, because I want to have this scissor fob, and then I will stick with my 28 count over two, or lower numbers, lower, like 14, 16, 18 count Ada type numbers, because yeah, my eyes are old. I know I'm not old, but my eyes are old. Something I didn't know until when I saw an optometrist while we were in Scotland, that apparently people with fibromyalgia, their eyesight degenerates at a faster rate. And I didn't even start wearing glasses until I was 19. And it was reading glasses only. And within a year, I was in bifocals. And it's probably been 8 years or so now that I've been in the progressives or the varifocals, depending on where in the world you are, what they're called. And then now this time I had to get computer glasses as well as the progressives. So, fun times. My eyes are old and they don't like the small count. If it was over 2, it might not be as bad, but the over 1. Okay, and then in my Outlander to bed or to sleep project bag that I had made by Stitch Toolbox, I am working on Modern Folk Embroidery, The River. And I took this bottom motif and flipped it and put it in instead of the alphabet and the numbers. So I am stitching this on Steel City Stitchers 16 count Ada in the Crimson Peak colorway with Forbidden Fiber Co. in the River of Life colorway. And I finished the top. And as you can see over here, I've started on the next part. So I did the math, and I can do 185 stitches a week, and I will finish this by the end of the year. And I love it. I love it. There was a lot of stitches up here though. This is like over 2,000 stitches, that top part. But as you can see, like coming down now, it'll be, because there it is, like it's fairly dense. But you know, as we're moving down now, it'll be a whole lot less dense until I get then to the bottom to do the other 2,000. So, I mean, like this part in here this part, and this part all together is probably the same amount of stitches as this piece done here and here. So that tells you how dense it is. And the pattern, the fabric, the floss, needle minder all came in Black Needle Society box. I will give you my coupon code in Yummies because, as you can see here, I have a Black Needle Society box to show you that came in. That is fabulous. Okay, and then the last thing I'm working on in my Winnie the Pooh project bag from Knit Run Dig is Edinburgh Castle by Terra Luna Stitchery. All the details of everything that I'm using for this are in the show notes, ggkcs.com. I'm doing this on 25 count, easy grid, easy count, whatever it's called, over 2 strands over 1/10 stitch, which means I only stitch 1 leg. And I'm doing this as my 25/7 project. So most of the time I do 25 minutes or so a day. But on days that I can't do that, I do at least 25 stitches. So here is where I was last night when I stopped stitching, since I'm recording this on a Saturday this week. So I post pictures in my social media stories throughout the week. And then on Fridays, I post my progress for the week. So when I posted this last night, I was at 59,320 stitches complete out of 265,824. I am at 22.316% complete, and I've completed 11 out of 60 pages. Page 12 will be coming soonish because since I'm doing this on a diagonal now, you know, I think like the last page finish was like right here maybe, but you can see how much I've already done onto the next page. I'm hoping to finish all of page 12 before I move this in the Q-snap. So there we are. And so I can't remember if I talked about this last time, but somebody asked if the grid goes away afterwards. Yes, you have to wash it and then the grid will go away. So you won't be able to see all this grid behind here that you can especially see in the lighter sections. But yeah, all the grid will go away. Which is one of the reasons I'm doing this in DMC, because there are some flosses aren't color fast, and so you don't want your colors bleeding. So that's another reason to do it in DMC. All right, well, that is everything for this week. But I do have several cross-stitch things to tell you about in the next segment, so you should stick around. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about, Yummies. And like I said, I have quite a few. First up, I have this, I love the thank you card that always comes in the Love You More Studios thing. So first up, how could I say no to another Winnie the Pooh sleeve? I think this is my third Winnie the Pooh sleeve. So this is Classic Pooh with Eeyore, Tigger, and Piglet. And then the inside is this fun yellow plaid. And then the other one, it's a lifestyle. Gilmore Girls, I could not say no to this. And in fact, I'm already using it for a book. So it's got, you know, the logo, it's got Chinese food, it's got coffee, to-go coffee, Chilton, burger, Luke's Diner, Dragonfly Inn, the Stars Hollow Town sign, the gazebo, pizza. I think that's everything. So there's that. And then on the inside is the Luke's coffee cups. I'm not planning to talk about this book in what I'm reading. Maybe I will. It's of a sensitive topic. I'm still debating. If I don't talk about it in the next segment and you're curious, it's not a bad book. It's just of a more sensitive topic. So if you're interested and I don't mention it, feel free to message me. I'm happy to tell you. I'm not trying to hide anything. Okay, so next up, Lady Dot Creates did these beautiful, beautiful hand-painted porcelain and jade bead sets of counting pens as a fundraiser for the Ukraine. And I looked on her website just a few minutes ago, and she doesn't have them listed right now. I think if she can get more stock, she's planning to list them again. But she donated, oh gosh, I can't remember. I think it was well over $4,000 to this charity to help feed people in the Ukraine. So there are these beautiful sunflowers with the pearl on top and the blue on the bottom. I ordered 3 sets. In case Dammy wanted one. Dammy said no thank you, which is fine. So I'm keeping 2 of the sets for me. This 3rd set is going to be one of the prizes in the upcoming Sheepy Spring Owl, which will run June, July, August. So if you were not able to get your hands on a set of these and you're interested, you should make sure you participate in the June, July, August June, July, August, summertime, and the living is easy, owl. And you could win a set of these counting pens. They're so beautiful. And like I said, she might have more if she can get more stock. It was just, I think she ran out of the stock of the supplies to make them. Okay, next up. My friend Michelle Bindi Stitchy had done some sulky floss packs for a couple of her patterns and taking them to the Nashville Needlework Market. And she had some left when she got back. And I had been wanting to try these flosses. And so this was a perfect excuse to help her get inventory out of her apartment and me be able to try them. So I think only 2 of the colors overlap. I think for the most part, they're all different colors. So this is one set. So there's a yellow, a pink, a red, a burgundy, a green, and a blue variegated. And then there is this set with the red, the black, the gray, the purple variegated, the pink variegated, the blue variegated, the brown variegated, the kind of seafoam green, blue variegated, yellow, white, and green. So I'm excited to try these. So it says that one strand of it is equal to 2 strands of floss. So I think actually I might try some of this for my April Christmas ornament. There's 50 yards per spool, machine washable, long staple Egyptian cotton, sulky 12 weight cotton petites. And it has a snap end so that you pop the end and, you know, unwind it and then wind it back up and snap the end to keep so you don't lose your end. So I'm very excited to try those. I don't know if she still has more of these in her that she'll post or not. I am one of her Patreon followers, and so we got first dibs on them. So yeah. Okay, this came in the mail yesterday, and I literally opened it, screamed, texted Dammy and said, "Do you have 5 seconds to FaceTime with me?" And they were like, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And so, yeah, so this is the Fangirl Fibers Gilmore Girls Club. This is the March 2022 yarn. I get the 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon fingering weight, 100 grams, 400 yards. Oi, with the poodles already. If this does not scream CC, I don't know what does. Like, it even matches my glasses. I love this so much. And actually, it was kind of funny because I just watched the Oi with the Poodles episode in the last 2 weeks. I think it is the penultimate episode of season 2. And we just watched the finale of season 2 with the I'm All In podcast with Scott Patterson. So I had just watched this episode, so that was so fun that Oi with the Poodles already. I love it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty, and I love it, and I can't wait to knit with it. Okay, I'm going to shift all this over here and bring this over here. Now, I've already unboxed this on the YouTube channel, so if you want to see a more in-depth unboxing, go watch it on the YouTube channel, but I will unbox it here again in less time. This is the bi-monthly subscription box from Black Needle Society. This is the March Steampunk Stitching box. And I actually need to take photos because the photo challenge started yesterday and I have not done that yet. Also, look right there. That's me. I took that picture. Thank you very much. Okay, let me just show you quickly what is in here. The magnets are sticking together. Or one's magnet, the other's magnetic. This is a dirigible floss jewelry. I'm bringing this over here. Thread jewelry, but this was designed by Black Needle Society, and it was inspired by Gail Carriger's The Finishing School book series, which is a fantastic book series. If you have not read that and you like steampunk, it's YA series, but I loved it. It was such a good series. Next up is the Needle Minder, which I also love. The League of Extraordinary Stitchers. Love that so much. It doesn't say here who the art is by, but I watched the unboxing that Black Needle Society did on their YouTube last night, and they do mention who the artist is. Okay, next up we have floss cards, floss drops, and they're each a different pattern. Just going quickly through them. I like that one a lot. That one I think is probably my favorite. The artwork is by Louise DeRolt, so loved those. Next up, this, ooh, I just dropped something on the floor. I'll pick it up in a second. This is really cool. You put it together and it's meant to be like a pen or pen organizer, but they used it for scissors. And it's wood. And I found out in watching their video last night, this is actually from a Ukrainian company. And they had already, obviously, long before what's going on in the Ukraine, had chosen this. So it was really cool that happened. That happened. Okay, now this, I have been told that I need to peel the backing off of this so that I can, actually I'm going to leave it on because it'll be easier to show and then I'll take it off. This is a fabric measurer. And like if I peel the back off, it's going to be clear. Maybe. I just had my nail under it and y'all, I'm having issues. So you can see it's clear. So you put it over your fabric and you'll be able to see what count the fabric is. So if you ever get fabric that you don't know what the count is, this is an invaluable tool to be able to figure that out. And that was also, the typography is from Heritage Type. This is the Inventor's Notebook Duo. This one is pocket watches, and it has the gridded so that you can like design your own patterns, or if you need to rechart something or something like that. And then this is the contrivances, and it's keys, and it is really, really, there you can see it. It's really, really faint dotted pages. Love that. Okay, this is probably my favorite thing in the box, and I'm so excited because I've been wanting to try this floss dyer. These are from Almond M&Ms, and they are silk. The first one is Sherlock. Beautiful grays. This one is Hugo. This one is Nautilus. And this one is Gears, and it's meant to be like rusted gears. There's a thing that just popped up on my phone, and I'm trying to move it out of the way so I can see. So I'm very excited about these because I've been wanting to try the silks, and this was a perfect opportunity. This is the fabric. It is Gunmetal by Bestitch Me. It's blues, I am not taking it out of the thing. I got the 16 count Ada, and it's an 1/8 of a yard. It's very, very pretty. This is so cute. It's a little notions pouch, and it says, the Black Needle Society presents Steam Stitcher. If you can dream it, you can steam it. And they had Tim Barron designed the artwork on it. And also, I don't know if you can see, I didn't know this until I watched this, like, the back of it is, or like in the background are like schematics. And it's just a like pale buttery yellow inside. And then the final thing in the box, the pattern. This is called Superior Bees Professor Hiveman's Clockwork Pollinations pattern, designed by Summerhouse Stitchworks. Okay, I didn't know this till last night either. The bees are actually keys. And then there's the little watches, the clocks. It's so cute. This is done in only 3 colors. It has a lot of French knots, a lot of French knots, which, like if I was doing it, I would do either, what are they called? There's another type of knot, and I can't think what it's called. I don't remember. Or I guess you could use beads if you wanted to instead. It's 92 by 104, and it was stitched on 32 count. But yeah, there are quite a lot of French knots, is what I have been told. Yeah. So, but it's a very, very cool pattern. Love it, love it. So that was everything that was in the Black Needle Society box. I will get my pictures taken and start posting them for the photo challenge. If you would like to get your own Black Needle Society box bi-monthly, you can go to theblackneedlesociety.com and join the wait list. And as spots become available, they invite people from the wait list. You can also get their special edition boxes that they do. Like, for example, I have upcoming my Summer and Stars Hollow box. Sorry, there's a piece of the crinkle paper that was in it. So there's that. They have other ones. So those ones you do not have to be a subscriber. Subscribers do get first access to them. And then if you're interested in getting things from the box, whether you are a subscriber or not, they put their extras up in the vault. So yesterday they put up the extras from this box, and you can save 5% with the coupon code JAVAPEARL5, JAVAPURL, and the number 5. Also, they, in their newsletter that they shared, this month, it's going to go up for order. Instead of doing an Advent style trick-or-treat box this year, they're doing 2 special edition boxes. One is going to be, Stephen King based, so more of the horror. The other is going to be Happy Halloween based, so more of the like happy side of it. So that's the one I'm probably going to get. You can order both, but I think my interest leans more towards that. So I think that's the one I'm probably going to order. So watch their social media for when that goes up for order. All right. Well, that was a lot. I told you all I had a lot. So let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for what we're reading, watching, and listening to. A reminder about our 2022 RAL read along. It's a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you're reading, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. By participating in our seasonal RALs, which right now is April, May, June, you earn entries into the year-long challenge. And at the beginning of 2023, we'll draw for 3 grand prize winners. Our January, February, March finished up. And so I collated that information this morning. So we had 7 people who read every day, so that 90 days in January, February, March. They already got a coupon code from me, and they are all entered into one or more giveaways for ebooks. I'll tell you that in a minute. So let me tell you, though, who they were. Andrea J., Brittany M., Jane S., Penny G.S., Roberta B., Cher, and Silver D. Great job, y'all. Keep on reading. And the 2 random winners of an ebook. So if you are a winner of an ebook, go to javapearldesigns.com, go to the ebooks, find which one you want, email us at ggkcspodcast@gmail.com and tell me which ebook you want, and I will email it to you. So those 2 winners are Brittany M. and Roberta B. Congratulations. And then we had one person who read 77 of the days, and that was Kathy C. And Kathy wins a single pattern from us. So Kathy, go to javapearldesigns.com, find what pattern you want, email me at ggkcspodcast@gmail.com, and let me know which pattern you want, and I'll email it to you. So again, congratulations to Brittany M. and Roberta B., who won ebooks, and Kathy C., who won a pattern. All right, what else I'm reading? How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can by Amy B. Shire. I'm reading kind of sporadically in it right now because I'm nearing the end of it, but there are some activities that need to be done in it, and I just have not had the energy to be, or the physical ability to do them. I fell. Let's see, it's been 9 days ago now. I have hypermobility, and I was walking on a flat sidewalk, and my left ankle turned 90 degrees under me. And it's very swollen still. Yesterday was the first day I had left my flat since it happened. It's like all bruised on, like a whole big bruise on the left side of my foot, and it's still very swollen. So I have not been able to do that. So I will get back to that book. The next book, which is the one I said I didn't know if I was going to mention, but I will. I'll show you this cover. It's called Come As You Are. There's the subtitle. Okay, I know we're a family-friendly podcast, so I'm being gentle in how I'm talking about it. It's by Emily Nagoski. I've heard her on several podcasts, and my therapist actually recommended this book for me, and I'm really, really enjoying it, finding it very informative and learning things that I did not know. For my Unashamed Love Collective book club, we are reading this month I Have Something to Tell You by Chasten, I think that's how he said it, Chasten Buttigieg, and I'm listening to the audiobook that I got from the library. I am continuing to read Inward by Young Pueblo. I read a poem or a quote thingy before bed every night, and I'm almost done with this book. I think I'm at by the end of April, I'll be done with this book. And then I have his other book to start on. Continuing to read and write in Get Untamed the Journal by Glennon Doyle. Okay, fiction-wise, I finished reading the 54th book in the In Death series, Abandoned in Death by J.D. Robb. Very, very good. It's a futuristic detective series. Read Musical Chairs by Amy Popel, which was, there was a lot in it about like orchestral music, and there was like composers and musicians, but also it's like a family's story. And it was good. I enjoyed it. I finished reading the 12th book in the Ruth Galloway series by Ellie Griffiths, The Lantern Men, and I'm currently reading book 13, The Nighthawks, and this is a series set in the UK, and she's an archaeologist that helps the police solve crimes. I finished reading the 15th book in the Duncan Kincaid and Gemma James series by Deborah Crombie, The Sound of Broken Glass. This is also set in the UK, and it's a detective series. I read the second book in the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Killer Instinct. This is like Criminal Minds meets teenagers. So enjoyed that. I think there's a couple more in the series. I think I'm on hold for the next one. And then I also read Game On, Tempting 28 by Janet Ivanovich, which is a long-running series. Obviously, this is the 28th book, about a bail bonds enforcer. And she has the worst luck, and things always happen. There's always cars destroyed in every book, and it's funny, and I enjoyed it. Some of what I'm watching: Law and Order Special Victims Unit season 23 and episodes for the That's Messed Up in SVU podcast. We finished rewatching season 2 of Gilmore Girls with the I Am All In with Scott Patterson podcast. So we'll be starting season 3. I can't believe we're flying through this. I'm watching season 6 of Outlander, season 15 of Murdoch Mysteries, season 19 of NCIS, listening to My Favorite Murder and random playlists. And that's some of what I'm reading, watching, and listening to. Let's move on to the next segment. We're going to now talk about the March, April, May Sheepy Spring Owl, first podcast of the month. So let me go run through all the details. This started on the 1st of March and runs through the 31st of May. It's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, spin, stitch, or sew that you can convince us relates to spring. Your fallback, you made it in the spring. Stitching and sewing includes cross-stitch, embroidery, needlepoint, sewing clothing, sewing project bags, sewing toys, all of that is included. So, sorry, I just bumped the camera cord. There we go. Apologies. So all of that is included. No whips are allowed. You have to start your project the 1st of March or later and finish it by the 31st of May. Every project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin has to be at least 20 yards, 18.3 meters, and you post that in the Facebook group FO thread, and that counts as one entry into the giveaways. If it's not at least that yardage, you need to group it in a single photo with other items that together total that minimum yardage, and that will be one entry. For stitching and sewing projects, we leave it to your best judgment, and if you want an official ruling, feel free to email us. Feel free to poly dip in other owls as long as it fits in with the rules. We have a Google form. I think that's police siren, not fire truck. Usually we hear the fire trucks. There's a Google form that's linked in the show notes, ggkcs.com, as well as in the Facebook group, that you can fill out to let us know what crafts you are, that you do, so that when we draw for prize winners, we can send you something that you'll actually use. If you don't fill it out and you're a prize winner, you'll get what you get. Prizes, we'd like to say a huge thank you to all of our prize donors. If you're interested in donating a prize, you can email us at ggkcspodcast@gmail.com. Let me run through the prizes. We have a Q-Snap floral cover. We have 2 skeins of Audine Wools by Knit Crate Twinkle DK in the Knit Yorker colorway. 2 winners will each win 1 skein. We have a Katrinkles sheep shawl pin. We have a skein of Pandia's Jewels hand-dyed yarn Delight in the blush colorway. And we have a Teresa Kogut angel print. You have to be a member of the GGKCS podcast /FlossTube group on Facebook to participate. The social media hashtag is hashtag GGKCS Spring 22. The FO thread will be locked the morning of the 1st of June and winners drawn on the next podcast after that. If you're a prize winner, you have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it. There is a chatter thread in the Facebook group. And I'd like to give a shout out to people who finished projects since the last time we chatted. That was Emily R., Jane S., and Silver D. Great job, y'all. Keep working on your projects. You have a little under 2 months to go to get them finished and posted, and you could be a winner. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for Ask the Geeks, the part of the show where you ask us questions and we try to answer them. Today's question comes from Jane S., and she asks, what are some of your favorite knitting books, pattern, reference, or fiction? So I went over to my shelf. These are all of the reference books that we use when we are designing patterns. First up is Vogue Knitting Stittionary, Volume 1, Knit and Purl. And so it has a swatch with the instructions. There's no charts in this. It's just the written instructions. The Volume 2 is Cables, and it does have charts, as well as the written instructions and the swatches. Okay, and then I don't have all of these, but I would love to have the other ones. These are the Treasury of Knitting Pattern series by Barbara Walker. So I've got book 1, which is, I'm trying to remember. It's been a little while since I've looked through these. So this has knit and purl, ribbing, color change, slip stitch, twist stitch, fancy texture, yarn over, eyelet, lace, cables, and it's got swatch and written instructions. I can't remember if it has charts for the cables. No, it does not. So it's just written instructions for the cables. I do love that. See, mine is a former library book. I do love that it has a good, what's that called? Clock. Index in the back. Okay, and then I have the 4th book, so I don't have the 2nd and 3rd one. The 4th one has, this has a lot more actual patterns in it. But it's garter stitch, mosaic, lace, cable, and new stitch. And so there are charts in this, but there's also a lot of like written content. There are charts. And again, let's see, does this one? No, this one does not have an index in it. And then the other series we use is the Harmony Guides, edited by Erica Knight. So this one is Cables and Errands, and it does have charts on some of them, as well as color pictures and written directions. As well as what are these called, Cece? Why are you... A good key, as well as graph paper in the back, and a good index. So there's that one. This one is color work. And obviously it's in color. And it's not written instructions, it's charted. And then we have Lace and Eyelets. And it's written instructions. I don't think there's charts in this one at all. Yeah, it's just written instructions, photos. And then we have the Knit and Purl, which is written instructions and photos. I don't think there's any charts in this one at all. So those are our resource books that we use. And then I had to think, I'm like, I know I've read fiction books with knitting in them. And I just had to so I went onto Goodreads and searched in my books that I have read for something with the word knit in it, which is not going to bring up all the books because not all the titles have knit in them. But there was Real Men Knit by Kawana Jackson that I enjoyed. There was The Vampire Knitting Club by Nancy Warren. That was fun. And then Rachel Herron, who also writes under the name R.H. Herron. She has her Cypress Hollow series, which is Knitlit romance series. She also has a memoir. So those are some of the knitting fiction. I don't normally just keep a list of knitting fiction, so that one was harder to think of. But if you have other reference books that you use or knitting fiction books that I didn't mention, feel free to put them in the YouTube comments or in the when I post in the Facebook group with the episode card, because I'd love to hear, because I do enjoy reading books with knitting in them. It's always fun. But like I said, knitting is not always, or the word knit is not always in the title. So thank you so much, Jane, for that question. That was fun. And if you have a question for us, you can go to the Ask the Geeks post in the Facebook group and post it there. You can post it on YouTube, which is what Jane did. You can send me a Instagram DM. You can email it to us. And thus far, there's not been a single question that we haven't been willing to answer. So ask away. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Well, with that, we've made it to the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us here today. A few reminders. I did share my rep code for the Black Needle Society in the Yummy segment, but a reminder, you can save 5% on everything in the Black Needle Society vault with the code JavaPearl5, JAVAPURL5. A reminder about the Pride Owl, the Pride Along that started last year. It continues through the end of June, and there is a YouTube video in the show notes, ggkcs.com, where you can learn more about it. The hashtag is hashtag GGKCS Pride Along 2122. We'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone who is a part of our podcast community and who supports us no matter how it is you do. If you would like to help support financially, which primarily goes for helping shipping out prizes, there are several ways. Patreon, the link is on the screen. YouTube Join. We have a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website. We are bookshop.org affiliates, and we are Amazon affiliates. So all the links to all those things are in the show notes, ggkcs.com. There's the fire trucks. You can find us online at ggkcs.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online. Apple Podcasts, Instagram, YouTube, our Facebook group, etc. And with that, I'm going to wish you a happy Saturday. I hope you have a great weekend and week ahead. I hope you have plenty of time for crafting and that you are finding moments of joy every day. Until we see you again, happy crafting. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye. And here we find the house cat in her natural habitat. Oh no, she's waking up. Oh, she's snarling. Oh dear. Sleep, cat, sleep. Hi. Is Mama putting you on video again? Oh my goodness. You're so pretty. Oh yes, a clean bath. Clean bath.